Hello everyone, welcome to the Tiny Chats podcast. My name is Kristen. I'm your host and I'm so excited you guys are here. This podcast has been 4 years plus in the making. Honestly, this podcast was in the making before I even started van life. So I'm so excited to finally do this. I have actually attempted this podcast 4 different times now, which I'm going to get into that, and I'm going to give you the tea on that. Today's episode is going to be all about kind of why I'm starting this podcast, what you can expect from the Tiny Chats podcast, and just going to give you the background of why this is just now starting. So grab your drink, today's coffee, because it's still morning for me, and let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, I just want to let you guys know that I am on the beach in Baja, so you may hear a little bit of noise, but you know what, that's to be expected when you live in a van, and I can't promise perfection, but I can promise that I'm going to do my very best. This is also my first time ever doing this, so I'm really excited and really nervous. Well, I guess I should say it's not actually my first time doing this. I've been on other people's podcasts, and like I said before, I have attempted to start my own podcast 4 times. And I figure, let's get into that. Let me dive into that, because the first attempt, well, that one probably sucked the most. So, back before I started van life, I started brainstorming with a friend who was a van lifer. Me and her got really close, and we started brainstorming starting a podcast together. It was going to be called the Sisterhood of the Traveling Vans, which I thought was super clever, right? Unfortunately, I don't know if it was just like it took me too long to get into van life or what. I mean, me and her, we had so many conversations, brainstorming sessions. We had like a shared notes on our iPhones, where we were like saying who we wanted to interview. And one day, without any warning, her podcast just came out. And I'm not going to name it. Honestly, I was really happy for her in the sense of I don't own the podcasting space, so she's welcome to do whatever she wants. I guess it just would have been nice to have a conversation with me and let me know, hey, the podcast we've been dreaming of for the past, 6 months, I'm not going to do it with you anymore. Would have been nice, but I never even said anything, and honestly, that's probably on me. I probably should have been more expressive and confident to communicate those feelings and that hurt, instead of letting things, build. I have grown a lot in the past 4 years, so I would be more communicative of that now. So unfortunately that was super discouraging, and so when I started van life, I just kind of decided, maybe podcasting isn't for me. This person, has a big following, so what's the point? Who's going to want to hear my voice over hers? So I was just super discouraged after that, and that kind of stopped me for about a year. Fast forward a year. So I start recording a few episodes, and the thing that I wanted to do differently was this. I wanted to record as for YouTube as well as here on audio channels for podcasting purposes. Anyways, I wanted to be inclusive of people who may be hard of hearing, so that way they can watch with subtitles and anywho, semantics. So anyways, I started to record a few episodes with some friends. I think I got 3 or 4 episodes recorded, and life just kind of happened, and I honestly just put it on the back burner, forgot about it, and didn't do anything with it. Then I was like, okay, I have these episodes recorded, I'm going to do something. So I went ahead and I had the logo drafted. So the original name of this podcast was going to be Wine Down the Road, and we were going to have a glass of wine together. Although the logo kind of looked like I was encouraging drinking and driving, and although it was so cute. I decided it was probably not the best, got discouraged once again, put it on the back burner. And then I was like, no, I'm gonna do this. I don't know what the name is gonna be, but I'm gonna go ahead and start recording. So I recorded a few more episodes, and then March 2021, I come to Baja for the first time, where my backpack was stolen. And unfortunately, they got my external hard drive with all of the episodes I had recorded. So that was just, it was such a bummer. So now, here we are. 4th time's the charm, and I'm starting this podcast. I've been on a few this year, specifically the Les Chat podcast, which I guess we kind of have a similar name, Les Chat and Tiny Chats. But I was on their episode, and two of their episodes, and I got to do it in person a few months ago, and that just really kind of gave me the encouragement that I needed, that I want to do this. And yeah, so here we are. So I hope you will like, subscribe, and follow along, both on, podcasting platforms, whatever your favorite one is, and on YouTube. So I also, I need a drink. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that when I do have a conversation with another nomad or someone who's living in a tiny home, or, whatever that is, I will also be including on the YouTube version a little, walkthrough of their space at the end of it. So keep an eye out for that. The very first person that I'm going to be interviewing is my friend Maddie, who I have probably collectively spent about 12 months caravanning with over the past year and a half. She's like my go-to person that I'm always with. So it's time for me to bring Maddie forward, and it's going to be pushing her totally outside of her comfort zone. But her van is one of my favorites. I love her van, so I'm really excited to show it off because she hasn't shown it. It's not on any other platforms or anything like that. So also, I haven't shown my own van yet, which is crazy. So I'll also be doing that maybe at the end of this video, maybe not. We'll see how lazy I get. Because I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I don't know if anyone else suffers from that, but I am legitimately such a lazy person. And I struggle even to create content because it's like, I just want to live my life, and I don't want to have to work. And let's be honest, this is fun, but this is also work, right? There is incentive behind it. If someone doesn't, they're lying. Says if they say they don't, then they're lying. Anyways, so I am just naturally a very lazy person, and I'm trying not to be, but by doing things that bring me joy as well. But yeah, anyways, I don't know, I kind of got off on that tangent, but anywho, I kind of jumped right into the podcasting reasons, why I'm just now starting the podcast. But I guess I haven't really shared much about myself, so maybe I'll just go ahead and share a little bit about me and my van life story and what brought me here. So, for those of you who don't already follow me on Where the Road Forks on TikTok and Instagram, hi, I'm Kristen. You can follow me there as well. Would love it and appreciate it. Thank you very much. Anywho, so I got into van life in June of 2019. My first year on the road, I went so hard. Well, I guess I should say the first 6 months on the road. I went super hard, almost got a little burnt out, and then 2020 hit with the pandemic and everything, and I actually sold my first van, upgraded to this van, which I do love, but also kind of wish I would have waited a little bit longer to figure out what I like and don't like, because there's some aspects of this van, such as I have the partition wall that's actually right behind you guys, where you're watching right now. There is a partition wall, which I don't love anymore. At the time, I loved it, and the second that I got broken into, I realized this is awful. This doesn't add any protection whatsoever, because they literally broke my window, reached in, unlocked the door, and then open the sliding door. And I don't know why that thought never crossed my mind when I built the partition wall. Anyways, so this is my second van that I built out, and I lived for a little bit in Eugene, Oregon, which I love, while this was being built out. And fast forward, here we are. I got into van life basically for my dogs. Right now I just have my Kashi girl with me. Unfortunately, we lost Bear earlier this year, which was one of the darkest moments of my life, and I don't want to get into it too much because I will probably cry. I'm still healing from that. Honestly, don't know how long that's gonna take. It's kind of hard being down here in Baja again because the first time I came, he was here, and Bear was kind of like my soul animal, in the sense of like, I just felt this deep connection to Bear. Like, we were so similar in ways, and yeah, we were just more deeply connected, and I absolutely adore my Kashi girl. Yes, mama, I love you. For those of you who are listening and not watching, she's sitting laying. She's right next to me asleep. Anywho, we miss Bear every single day. Wish he was here. Being on the beach again without him is kind of hard, but it's part of life. 2022 has probably been the worst year of my life, so let me rewind and kind of explain why. And I think I'll go into more details about this in another episode, kind of give you guys my coming out story. But I came out in June of 2021. I am a lesbian, and I did not have the best coming out experience. Still experiencing that, unfortunately. Yeah, so 2022 was a really rough year. But I'm ending it very optimistically because I have someone special in my life who actually bought me this mug. How cute is this? I have a new, incredible, new-ish bestie. She's actually an artist, and my coaster is her artwork. So you should go to Mel Posner Art and check her out because her art is incredible. So yeah, so I feel like I have like a bit of the people that I love the most right now with me, which is nice. So anyways, to keep it somewhat short, something that I want you to expect with the Tiny Chats podcast is smaller conversations with nomads. So don't expect super long episodes, although I'm not gonna promise that won't occasionally happen because conversations sometimes are just that good. But because I have a short attention span, I'm kind of trying to target those who also have a short attention span. So expect these conversations to be like a little bit around 30 minutes, not hour long, and mostly tiny because I'm going to be in my van, in my tiny home. But also, I'm going to be having a lot of interviews with people who are also nomads, from all walks of life is my goal. And yeah, I really hope that you guys will follow along and that you will also send me who you want me to interview, who you want me to talk to. My goal is to also do these in person. I know occasionally there's going to be some people that I'm dying to have conversations with that I'll go ahead and do remotely, but for the most part, I really want this to be more like in-person conversations. So I'm really excited about this journey, and I'm really excited that you all are going to come along with me. Thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given me throughout the past really 3.5 years of my kind of like van life journey and everything, and I'm excited to bring this to you guys. If there's any topics outside of just who you would like me to interview, if there's some topics that you want to learn about, please let me know. I'm really open to anything. And yeah, welcome to the Tiny Chats podcast. Cheers, friends.